Hi everyone, it's Luke from Tentworld Midland. Now today we have the Companion brand's Epak 120W solar blanket. It's currently 37 degrees, so it's pretty hot. We've got plenty of sun, so it should be a great day to try this guy out and see how good it really is. So in this package you have the 120W folding solar blanket, a very handy front storage pocket for your 5-stage PWN weatherproof smart controller. Now on the reverse side we have a second storage pocket for your 5-meter extension lead. Now this lead is fused, and it does come with a set of alligator clips. Now you can also fit into there your manual, just for your handy reference guide. Now you may have noticed that these cables come supplied with a 30 amp size Anderson, so just in comparison to a standard 50, they're just a much more compact size. But look, if you do want to swap them over or remove your alligator clips, they can easily be trimmed off and replaced with a standard size Anderson. And here's a close-up look of the alligator clips that are supplied with this panel. Now the panel does come supplied with the PWM controller. Now there are more complex and more efficient MPPT controllers out there, but this sort of controller is more than fine for a single panel system where you are charging one battery. Now just having a look at the dimensions of this panel, we're approximately 40 centimeters in width, 36 deep, and with the cables and storage pockets you're looking at about 8 centimeters in thickness at the highest point. Now this mat weighs approximately 5.2 kilos. It's a sturdy built-in carry handle, and everything is secured in place by these clips. Now we'll just pop this fill over to have a closer look at the cells. Now in total you've got 6 of these PET coated monocrystalline cells, so they are a good quality cell with an efficiency rating of just over 19%, so that's very reasonable for this quality of cell. Now that we've run through all the basic specs of the panel, we'll go through the collection of all the bits and pieces we have. Now it looks like there's a lot and it looks complicated, but it's really quite simple. First of all, we take the one cable which is connected to the panel itself, pick up your controller. Now if we turn him over, one of the cable inputs is labelled battery, one solar cell. So take the solar cell side, connect the red to the red and the black to the black. The other side that's labelled battery, which is this fellow here, you take one end of your 5-meter cable and do the same, red to red, black to black. You take the opposite end, because that's going to go to your battery. Take the cable that's connected to the crocodile clips and do the same again, red to red, black to black. So basically you'll have power flowing from your panel through the controller, out through the 5-meter cable into your battery. So now that we've got all the bits and pieces connected together, we're going to go ahead and lay this panel out connected to a battery. Now first thing to keep in mind, you don't want this solar panel to be live and generating power while you're doing that process. So keep your panel folded up, get everything into position, connect it to your battery, and then open up the panel. That way you're not going to have any issues with your panel being live, power coming through these clips, or the controller showing a fault because there's no battery connected. So here I'm using a Projector Power Hub battery box. Now I have a 100 amp hour battery inside. So if we take off the terminal protectors, negative and positive. Now my solar panel's laid out, but still closed. Take the alligator clips, pop your negative on, pop your positive on, and just make sure you have a good solid connection. So here we are sitting out in the sun. I put a bit of old shade cloth down on the ground just to protect the panel from the bricks. Got the panel here, controller set up to the side so we can monitor that and check when it's charging. All connected to the battery, so let's open them up. So it's a good idea to open them up while they're laying flat. Don't unravel them from a height when you're standing. You can damage your panels because there's a bit of weight to them. That's it, they're all laid out in the sun. Now these have a just over 6 amp quoted output. We'll have a look at the controller and make sure it's actually showing that it's charging. And then we'll have a closer look at the battery box because that will tell us what this is actually putting out. So here we are having a look at the controller. You can see the middle charging light is lighting up blue, so we've got power going to the battery. Let's head over that way and see how much this is actually generating. Now here we are having a closer look at the power hub screen. Now it's telling us that the solar panel is generating 6.3 amps in full sun at the moment. So that's pretty close to the spec quoted on the actual manual of 6.8. Now just as a safety tip, I want everyone to be careful when handling these, especially after being sitting in the sun for some time. It's a 40-degree day. Surface temperature showing of 75 degrees at the moment. So when you're all done and ready to pack it away, simply start from the opposite end, remembering it's hot, fold in gently, pop them over. Now that we're not generating any more charge, we can head over to the battery box and disconnect the terminals. 0 amps being generated, and unplug the positive and the negative. So I hope you've enjoyed this solar panel review. Now this is a product I actually own and have been using for several months. I hope the information has been useful to you, and if you're interested in seeing products like this, pop into one of our Tentworld stores or see us online at tentworld.com.au. Come into our stores, we'd love to see you and show you our full range. Thanks for watching and have a great day.